TV to social media superstar to business owner, Duchess has shown she has what it takes to make it. Now she's ready to take on the music world. Welcome to their story, Carolina edition. So I'm here with the lovely Duchess. What's good?
How are you?
Finally get to sit down and talk to you in front of, the world and just, get to know a little bit about you. So just let us know a little bit about yourself, where you're from, you can start there.
Okay. So my name is Dutchess. I am from Lincoln, North Carolina. Right. And Lincoln is like literally right outside the city. Like you can throw a rock and you can land it in Lincoln.
Miss an exit.
So it's not that far away,
right.
But it literally is so small that you might throw the rock all the way through the whole city.
Oh man. Okay.
But I grew up a lot of my upbringing in Charlotte because of my grandmother and a couple of my aunts and cousins that lived here. So it was kind of like Lincoln and Charlotte kind of raised me collectively. Right. I got a lot of friends that I came up with here, more so in Lincoln, because a lot of my education stuff was in Charlotte. So,
okay. And education-wise, HBCU graduate?
Absolutely.
Congrats.
Okay,
let's talk a little bit about that.
So I went to North Carolina A&T.
Okay.
It was kind of by default. I was not supposed to go there. That was not my first pick.
Oh, really?
Okay. No. My first pick was actually Spelman.
Okay.
I wanted to be a Spelman girl, and I thought that it was going to happen. I got accepted. I got a scholarship. Mm-hmm. Everything was signed, sealed, delivered. And the weekend that I was supposed to go for my signing, my aunt was murdered.
Oh,
and my aunt it took my family through a rabbit hole because I never experienced death.
Okay.
I had my great-grandmother at this time. I never experienced death at this moment. So to have somebody that close be murdered, it was kind of really, really hard for my family. So my mama, she was like, you can't go to Georgia. Okay, that's too far.
Yeah,
so you better find somewhere close to home.
Right.
So I picked North Carolina A&T, which was the best decision I could make for my life. I started out there, and then I left, and I went to UNC.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Hated it. I thought going to UNC, so I left A&T because I was dating this guy.
Okay, here we go.
The dumbest thing I could have ever done. Never make that decision. I literally decided to leave the school that I had a scholarship at to go be with this dude, and he went to UNC, so I'm like, I'm going to go to UNC. I got there, 3 months into being there, we broke up. Okay. I'm trying to find my way, figure out what I'm going to do next.
Okay.
And I just dropped out of school.
That's
completely. I didn't tell my parents. My parents didn't know I had dropped out until after I had graduated.
Man.
Because I was faking it the whole time.
But you graduated, so hey.
Went back to A&T.
Yeah.
Went back to A&T.
Yeah.
I begged Dean Craig. I was like, Dean Craig, I want to go here. I want to come back here, and I really want to do this. And he was like, well, you threw away your scholarship when you left. I'm like, oh man, this is terrible. Yeah. So he made me pay for summer school. I sold my Honda.
Okay.
Paid for summer school, had to stay on campus.
That was a good investment though.
It was a great investment, but then I had to stay on campus, which was like, after you get an apartment.
Yeah.
You don't want to go back to, that's like going back to your mama's house.
Yeah, that's the goal, to get
you don't want to do it.
Out of the dorm, off campus.
Right, so I ended up selling my Honda. I got back into A&T, and I was like, I ain't going nowhere until I finish. And I stayed, got my undergrad and my grad.
Man.
And everything from there was just amazing. A&T was really the best decision. Even though it happened by default, it was the best decision.
So Dutch, with your business degree, of course you utilize that and you open up several businesses. Let's talk a little bit about what you got going, boss.
So it's crazy because being a tattoo artist, a lot of people don't expect you to really be about business. It's mostly about being an artist, but for me, that was kind of what helped me transition to have a brand as a tattoo artist, was the fact that I have a business degree.
Right.
So I got my tattoo shop, PRETTYNINK, over in the Music Factory here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And PRETTYNINK was like my baby. It was my first business, and it was so necessary because that's one of my most passionate parts of me as far as being creative is being a tattoo artist. So PRETTYNINK is like, it's my baby. We just turned 5 years old in November.
Yeah, congratulations.
And to be a black female in the tattoo industry and have a business that survives 5 years in Charlotte, that right there alone is something to be very, very happy about and very proud of. So I'm just grateful that I have a serious support in the city as far as being an alternative industry, because everybody don't got tattoos. You got tattoos?
Right. No, I don't have a tattoo.
See, everybody don't got tattoos.
You called me out, man. I don't have a tattoo, but if I do get one, I know where I'm going.
You gotta come to me. You gotta come to me.
For sure.
But I got my tattoo shop. House of Lattimore is my funeral home.
Okay.
I'm actually currently in mortuary school, which that in itself is a crazy challenge, because, you know, after you done finish college and then you going back, it's like, I already did this. What am I doing? What am I thinking? So I'm relearning a whole lot of things about myself, because I'm in it for a different reason and at a different time in my life.
Exactly.
So that's something that I'm really, really excited about. I have my skincare company. My skincare company is called Skin Deep, and Skin Deep is all natural. You can basically eat it if you want to.
Okay, that sounds like a good slogan.
It might not taste good though.
But you can,
But it won't hurt you. But it's an all natural skincare line, and I kind of just created it because being in the tattoo industry, a lot of people don't understand how to take care of their tattoos. So it kind of was a need-based business, because there's not a lot of products, especially for people of color. So that's a big part of my brand, and my music, of course. It's something that I'm venturing out to with as another business. And my production company.
I know we talked a couple days ago about that. Just tell us about that.
So I mean, we got my first movie that I co-wrote, executive produced. It was a feature in the American Black Film Festival this year. So that's a major milestone, major accomplishment.
That's big.
Like, the pandemic, I thought was gonna be such a damper to the production company, but it actually kind of like was a great thing for us, because we literally just wrote.
It give you time.
We got over 20 scripts. We've been creating different concepts for scripted, non-scripted, just allowing ourselves to really be creative. And when you ain't got nowhere that you can really go, it forces you into that space of creativity. So it's been a great move. We've been shooting a lot of music videos.
Name a couple artists that you've shot recently. I know it's a long list, but several.
Recently, we shot Light Skin Keisha. We shot Little Kid, 42 Doug, Lil Baby. The video that Royce 5'9" got a Grammy for, the song that he got a Grammy for, my company, we were responsible for that video.
Dope.
We've worked with 2 Chainz, Future, Migos. The list goes on and on and on.
Doing your thing.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on that. So Dutch, I know you're multi-talented, and one talent that I personally know about is the music. Let's talk about the music.
So the music is something that has always been in me. I come from a very seriously musically inclined family, especially on my mama's side. My grandfather was a part of the Jackson Southerners, which is like a very well-known gospel quartet. So I come from, birthed into music. My mom, she has a brother that plays. There's not a guitar he can't play. Acoustic, electric, bass. He can play everything with strings. I have another uncle that plays the drums. I have my aunt Tonda can play the bass guitar. Aunt, you know what I'm saying? So like, I just naturally come from a musically inclined family. Exactly. And for me, it was like, once I became known as a tattoo artist, it was like, I don't want people to just put me in a box of tattoos. Because a lot of times when you're an artist, people like typecast you.
They want to put you in the category.
They want to make it seem like, if you're a country singer, you can only be this. If you're a rapper, you can only do this. And for me, it was the same thing with tattoos. But I wanted to show people that being an artist is just truly being a creative and being in control of your artistic ability and being able to show people how to appreciate certain things. Like, when I draw stuff, what I see might not be what you see. When I paint something, what I feel when I see it might be a complete feeling from what you feel. And that doesn't make my feeling wrong or your feeling wrong.
Right.
It's just the natural interpretation of my gift. So it's something that I'm learning to appreciate, being able to share more willingly with people.
Right.
With tattoos, it's more personal. So it's like you dealing one-on-one with the person.
Right.
When
With
it's a
the
canvas,
music,
it's like for the whole world to see.
Yeah.
So it's just being able to be willing to share, because I'm so secretive and private.
And you have to put your feelings on your sleeve and put it out there.
I know.
And people, you got a strong fan base, and they definitely want to know what's going on with you. So you put it in the music and you put it out there, and that's what you've been doing.
And that's exactly what it is. Like for me, music has been my outlet, but I gotta start sharing it more. Like you mixed and mastered songs for me that I still ain't put out.
I know. I'm like, what's good? What we doing?
So I'm just a hoarder of my gifts, and I'm trying to learn to start relinquishing some of these things out into the world, because I really don't ever want to work a job.
Right.
I don't want to ever work a job, and as long as I'm able to make a viable living off of my off of my ability and my gifts, like that's what I want to do.
Exactly.
That's the ultimate dream for any artist, I would think, is to be able to create a sustainable lifestyle and living off of the things that you love to create.
Exactly.
So that's really all I'm trying to do.
Okay, so any current projects that you got? If you know, a lot of artists, they want to be real secretive about it.
No, I gotta stop. I gotta stop being like that. I am about to drop another single. I dropped a single. So far, I've dropped 2 singles on my own. I've been a feature on a couple singles that have dropped. But the stuff that I'm doing now, I feel is most important, because this is stuff that I'm actually excited to push.
Right.
I'm actually excited to give it the energy and respect that it deserves. Like the previous stuff, I dropped it and it was like, I just want to see if people like it, or see if they'll gravitate to it, or see if they can see me in that light. So I didn't really take it that serious.
Right.
But now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, Dutch, like how I feel about it and how other people respond to it, it's demanding me to take it more serious.
They're gonna tell you, they're gonna tell you what direction to go in.
Absolutely.
And I noticed that one single that you dropped recently, it was uplifting like the black women, or women, all not just necessarily black, but women.
Yes.
Empowering women.
Yes.
And so let's talk a little bit about that. Is that something that you're gonna continue to put and push through your music?
I think music is one of the most influential.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's one of the most influential aspects of our culture and our society. But in understanding that, we also have to have a respect and a accountability to that music also. And music has been one of the #1 instruments that have consistently disrespected women in a mass, type of way. And the programming that's attached to that, it's a subliminal programming that's attached to that, that we don't really pay attention to, that young kids are, divulging into this energy, and now they're trying to figure out, like, how do I use this information? And a lot of times, the use of that information is derogatory. So for me, I want to use my music to completely go against that narrative.
Okay, right.
I want to use my music to uplift women, to allow women to see themselves in a different light. A lot of times I feel like being a woman, we are so complacent with just being in a space that we don't want to demand what we deserve, because we just want to be okay with the fact that we're in the room. I don't want to be okay with the fact that I'm in the room. I want to be respected in the room.
Right.
So in order to do that, I feel like I have to be a catalyst in helping change the mindset of women.
Right.
Because when we change our mindset, the men have no choice. Either you're going to follow suit or you're going to fall out. Like, it's one or two things that's going to happen. So the level of accountability for women, I feel like, is my position with my art and my music. Like, I really want women to understand that we can demand what we want. We can speak our minds. You can be sexy. You can be all of these things, but do it with a level of respect and grace. And be the vice president, absolutely. But we got to be more accountable.
Right.
We got to be more accountable. And I don't want to be one of those women that I've already added the worst value I could to culture and society by being a part of reality TV, by being a part of ratchet reality TV, that I refuse to allow anything that my platform has access to be derogatory or to not have a powerful influence.
That's dope.
So anything I do is gonna have a positive impact. I don't care if it's, I'm gonna buy a new trash truck. I'm gonna have trash workers that's gonna have an impact. Like anything that I wanna do, it's gotta have some positivity attached to it.
That energy.
And it's gotta have that, or I don't wanna be attached to it.
So with all the things you're doing, I see you very active in the community. Also saw the Black Lives Matter, the mural in Charlotte that was big, and you're a part of that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
The Black Lives Matter mural in Charlotte was literally, it happened by chance. I didn't know that it was gonna go viral. I didn't even know what I was walking myself into.
Yeah.
I had a homegirl, she hit me up. She was like, can you pull up and just, I pulled up and they literally put a paintbrush in my hands and I got to work. And I ain't even gonna lie, like a lot of artists that were attached to that situation, they got paid, they got credit, they got all of that stuff. I did 2 letters. I'm the only artist involved in the entire project that touched 2 different letters of the mural, and my name is not on any of the credit.
Oh, wow.
I did not get paid not $1. I didn't ask for $1.
Right.
And that's not to say anything, but to show like, I do things that I wanna do. I do things from the heart. I'm a real live pillar and advocate in my community. That was a part of history.
Oh yeah.
Like
definitely.
they didn't have to pay me to be a part of that. I didn't need them to broadcast it. Like that was literally for my own self-satisfaction. So stuff like that, like that's my true passion for art. Like that's the type of stuff that I just love. And being a pillar in the community, like it's a natural thing.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain that. Me and my sister was Girl Scouts. I always attached our ability to be in the community so heavy with Girl Scouts, because like my sister, she has a very successful nonprofit. Okay. And now my nonprofit is starting to gain some legs. And
what's the name of your nonprofit, by the way?
It's called Beat Yourself Beautiful.
Beat Yourself Beautiful, okay.
And I named it that because I wanted women, little girls, it's not just for us, but for little boys, all of us, to learn how to deal with our own insecurities so nobody can make you feel bad about them. Because if you are confident and you know who you are, it just makes a different type of person.
Right.
And it allows you to be a different type of person no matter what type of conditions or space you're in.
Yeah, self-confidence is important.
Very
at
important.
A young age, definitely.
Very important. So that's basically what my nonprofit does. We give out hygiene kits over to the people that live in the tents and stuff.
Okay.
We actually even do hygiene kits for women in Africa that can't have sanitary napkins and stuff like that. Like a lot of people don't realize, like when you're homeless and you're a woman, it's so much worse because of just nature and the natural things that your body has to go through. Like, what do you do in those moments?
Right.
Who's thinking about the person who's in that situation and in that space? Right. So we kind of just birthed a lot of the things that we do in the mindset of what would I do if I was in that space.
Situation.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't imagine being in that space and being pregnant. Or being in that space and, having your cycle, or being in that space and going through the hormonal changes. Like, it's just so many differences that women go through just on a natural basis, that if you're in that space and you're homeless and you don't have absolutely nothing, like, how you gonna get through?
Right. Yeah, we definitely appreciate everything you're doing in the city. So in the future, what's in the future for Duchess?
The future is so bright, I don't even see it.
Okay.
I really try not to focus so much on the future and focus on all of the great things I have at my feet right now. I really have so much stuff going on. I don't have not one dull moment in a day.
I can imagine.
Like, I really don't. And being able to have that, for me, is a gift from God, because I hate being complacent. I hate being stagnant.
I'm the same way.
I gotta be like, I gotta be like that, or I feel like I'm not doing something.
Exactly.
So the fact that I'm able to operate in that space and be as happy as I am doing all of these things, like, I don't feel tired. I don't want to give up. I don't be wanting to throw in the towel. I'll be like, all right, what's next? Let me go. Yeah. Like, soon as you hit me, I'm like, all right, what you need? All right, you got me. I'm just really, really excited about opportunities in life, and that's what keeps everything just going and going and going. So the movie thing is definitely something that I'm expecting to be in a different and greater space in the next year or two.
I'll be doing my audition soon.
You already, you gonna end up doing the whole music score for one of these movies.
Okay.
But the movie things is definitely a big part. I have a reality show that's coming out with these amazing women that it's just gonna blow people away.
Okay.
I'm now focusing a lot on my canvas art.
Wow.
I love tattooing, and I'm always gonna do that, even if I do it for free.
Right.
But my canvas art is something that's starting to pick up, especially since the Black Lives Matter mural.
Right. Right.
And people being able to see my art on a larger scale.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing a lot more of that, commissions and stuff like that.
Wow. Okay.
And just trying to stay focused, stay healthy, stay on top of, everything that I have access and control to, and inspiring people with my journey. Like, I go through the good, the bad, the ugly, just like anybody else.
Well,
but it's how I deal with it.
Exactly.
That's the important part.
You're setting a great example, and I know the young ladies out here are really looking up to you. So, Dutch, I definitely appreciate you sliding through and sitting down and talking with us.
Thank you for having me.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to do a toast.
You already.
Okay.
Always got to celebrate the good stuff.
Toast to the future, good life, and everything that comes with it.
Not one of you bitches, cause all of you doubted us. Nobody shouted us, nobody gave us a platform. Niggas was clouded up, they looking down on us. We the ones they turn their back.